It's been a little bit of time since I've been in front of you and in front of this whiteboard, but I remember one of the people who were looking at the video said, "Hey, can you draw up that pistol wing belly series that you did to a 50 front?" That was over a year ago, but I didn't forget, and I wanted to make sure I doubled back to it and gave him. Mr. Cavagnol, I appreciate it. I hope you get an opportunity to check this out, Coach Cavagnol. And we're going to go and look at this pistol WingT set in the belly series. We're going to do it versus a 53 defense. So you want to stay tuned. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of X and O's of Joe's. I am Coach Gene Clemens. Thankful to be in front of you as always. It is a little bit on the murky side here in Savannah, Georgia right now. And so I had to make sure that I had my Cubano flavor on, trying to get Mother Nature to bring the sun back to us. But I thought it'd be a great time to get back on the whiteboard since we're getting to the summertime, and you guys know that's the work time. That's time to get better at your craft. I wanted to get back on the board, start giving out this game once again. So if there's anything that you want to do, here's what I first need you to do. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. And then I need you to talk to me. Hey, what would you like to see? Is there anything you've been curious about that you want to see drawn up? This isn't about just looking at a video and trying to decipher what's going on. We want to get down to the minutia of how to run things, get on the board, work it out, make sure that it makes sense before we take it out to the field to try it with our young men and our young women. So without further ado, pistol WingT versus a 50. Now the YouTube algorithm tells me that I don't have much time, so I want to get into it right now. What we're doing right here, this is that pistol WingT. I think the first time I ran this belly series, I had the wing here, and while I think that works, I also wanted to show that he could be back here in your more traditional set if they were underneath center. So I have him back here right now, and we're just going to draw up a traditional 53 front. So your nose is going to be here against a tight end. If you have a tight end, you want to have your defensive tackle not in a 3 technique, but really more in like a 4-eye, inside shade of that tackle. Now here with no tight end, you can still have your traditional 3 technique, and then you're gonna have your end outside. And that's on both sides. So you've got your edge guys for your D gaps, you've got your D gaps covered, and you've got your A gap covered. Now behind, you wanna have your mic, which is responsible for the opposite A of the nose. And then you want to have your backers, which is your stud and your whip, being responsible for those C gaps. So A gaps, B gaps, C gaps, and your defensive ends are D gap defenders, right? Over here, because I have a tight end, my cornerback is going to tuck in probably around somewhere around 6 to 7 yards back outside eye of the tight end, so he doesn't give up leverage. We've got this cornerback over here, probably about 5 yards off as well. And then you have your free safety that wants to split the difference between both of the outside receivers. In this case, this is your X and your tight end. So he's not going to be right here. He's probably going to be more right there. So now we have a traditional 53 setup. You see this a lot of times in youth sports. And so with that traditional 53 setup, we want to make sure that we are attacking the gaps where the gaps are going to be for us in that belly series. First thing up, obviously, traditional belly. Now, traditional belly, we're going to look at the blocking scheme here. Everything in WingT we know starts with 3 simple words. Gap, down, and backer. Right? What does that mean? That means if I am to the play call, I am going to block my inside gap. If there's no inside gap, I'm going to step down. If there's nothing down, I'm going to climb to a linebacker. So right here, right now, off the first thing I'm looking at, my tight end over here, my Y. Does he have a gap? No. If he steps down, is there anybody there? No. Then I'm climbing to the backer, but he's not going to cheat the process. He's going to step down flat as if he has someone in the gap. He's going to check to see if he gets any bleed through in here. If not, he's stepping down, and then he's going to work up to that Mike linebacker. This tackle is really easy. Here's the gap. That guy's in the gap. He has it. This guard is the one that's pulling. So now he's just going to check. He's going to get into the line of scrimmage, scrape the butts of that tackle and that tight end, and he's trying to get inside out on the kick out block on this defensive end, because if it's a good defensive end, he's going to squeeze when this tight end comes down. If it's a bad defensive end, or, by the way, in youth football, if they're asking him to just be a contained guy, then he's just going to get kicked himself. So now we get a chasm for us to run through. So now we got the gap down backer. He's in the gap, he's pulling, and he's kicking this in. This center has to handle the nose. He has to handle the nose. Get there to handle that nose. Right? Get there to handle that nose. We're here. We're here. Up front blocking scheme. Now, this halfback right here leads through for that front side linebacker. Well, coach, what about this corner who's now able to be here and make that play? Number one, let me make sure that we make this block look like it should. He's coming there, boom, smash that guy, right? What about that corner that's making a play? That's great that you asked, because we can send this guy in motion, right, around, and now that corner has to account for him. Can't have his eyes in the backfield because he's coverage first. What if that guy goes on a wheel? What if that guy has a swing pass? What if that guy runs a sweep? He's going to have to be there if this guy isn't there, right? So we get that. We get the lead blocks. Now from the backs, remember that my quarterback is going to catch the snap and reverse pivot, because that's what he does in the WingT. He reverses pivot, gets it out to this fullback who is going to take that step and aim right off this tackle's block. He's going to aim right off that tackle's block. Now I've got some good splits here. Obviously, you know, we may reduce down those splits, but I like to have regular splits, like 2-foot splits, because I like to try to stretch these guys out as much as possible. So his aiming point is going to be on that outside leg of this tackle. He's going to get that action. He's going to come right, and now he can always adjust out if it's a little bit murky right here. He can always make a little shift and get out and get into this lane. But make no mistake about it, this is where we want to hit that thing. And once he gives that fake, once he gives that handoff, he fakes. Because what I'm going to show you is a little bit of wrinkles that I think work really, really well with this traditional belly. You're going to want to stay tuned. Now, I know last time I showed y'all the belly, then I showed you a counter, then I showed you the sweep, and I showed you a pass, but I wanted to show you some different things, some variations, because what I've learned over the years is that a lot of the stuff that I learned in the WingT was basic, but there's so much more innovation to this than what I learned when we were essentially a 3 to 4 play team. So if you want to add some little razzle dazzle to it, here's what you're doing. And this is nothing new, by the way. Nothing that I ever show you is new. These are things that have been done by other people. However, my little twist on it, my little ways, if you like it, invest. If you don't, it's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings, I promise. So, right here, we've got our belly series, right? And so, what I tell people all the time is a lot of this is all about making it look the same. We want to make it look the same. So how do we make this next play look the same? Well, we're going to run a quarterback sweep. We're going to run a quarterback sweep. But how do we do that and still make it look like belly, right? How do we do that and still make it look like belly? Well, we have to get this same action on the front side. We have to get the same action on the front side. So once again, he's gap down backer, right? He's gap. He's going to pull, but here's where the change is. Now, instead of looking to pull the kick, he's looking to pull and log. He's looking to pull and log. Now, if this linebacker sees this action and this pull, you think he's thinking pull or log, or do you think he's thinking this is going to be belly versus a WingT team? Clearly he's thinking belly, right? So this guy is coming down, but instead of coming down here, he's going to look here. So now, if he doesn't secure the end, this halfback is going to help him secure the end, right? He's going to help him secure the end. When the end is secured, he's working to the next level. He's working to the next level. This guy, this running back, is still taking his normal approach. The quarterback is going to reverse out. This guy is going to come in motion, but now he's motioning to be the lead blocker. So when the quarterback, and then we've got our block back, and take the nose out. So now when this guy becomes the lead blocker, this quarterback reverses out for the fake. And when he fakes it in, that's going to draw those guys. And he just continues on outside, right behind the lead blocker. So now that's a QB sweep. And that comes off of that action. Just another little wrinkle, especially if you have a guy who's not just the manager. If he's a playmaker, this is a way that you get the ball into his hands. If you're still here right now, you are one of my kind of people. You're into the minutia, and I really do appreciate it. I'm going to show you one more thing. You know, I just gave you 2 runs, so now I have to give you a pass. I got to give you a pass, right? As a receiver and a tight end, I got to give you a pass. So how do we then take that next step? How do we turn this belly that we then turned into a quarterback sweep, and now we make it look like a pass? Well, very simple. Similar to your belly and to your sweep, we're going to have the same action. Remember, that's important. You want the action to look the same. That's how the series works. Whenever you put together plays that have a series of plays that all work together, you want to make sure that the action looks the same. And so we're going to start here with the gap down like we're heading to backer, but we're not going to head to backer. We're going to go down. We're going to take off, and we're going to work a corner route. We're going to work a corner route. This guy is still going to block down because that's his job. He's still going to pull and look to wrap. He's still going to come down and double team, but now he's not going to get up the field, right? He still has the nose. He has the backside tackle. He has the backside end that will be chasing. He's going to come in motion like he's lead blocking, and he's going to stop. He's going to get there, and it should look like this. He gets outside and just stops. Sits at like 5 to 6 yards, right? Fullback's coming through for the play fake. We get the reverse out from the quarterback. And now he's here. This guy streaking across the field Might want to reduce his splits down a little bit so he has a better chance to get into the play. But what you end up with is you end up with this cornerback having to make a decision, right? This cornerback's going to have to make the decision. Do I even see this? If not, we're in trouble. This guy's gone. He has to make sure that he's ready for this. If the cornerback runs up here right now, then you just lofted over the cornerback's head to this guy, or you take this corner route. If the cornerback tries to stay back in his deep third, you hit this all day. Just sit down. And you got to let this guy know when he comes through here, he's reading. If he sees nothing, sit. Just stay right there. So now we've got high-low action on the cornerback. If this guy's trying to flow over the top to get onto this tight end, then what are we doing? Right? Boom, boom, boom. Get there. My guy or no guy. He always has the option to run. So you've got 3 options in this pass play. You can go here, you can go there, and if he's back and he's over here, these guys are definitely not going to see this dude coming across. So you can go 1, 2, 3, or easy cheese to here. And lastly, you always have that option to run. So now another little wrinkle that you add in, that quarterback bellies out. He bellies out, fakes that handoff, he's running like he's gonna run, and at the last second, he's pulling up to throw the pass to your option. Like I said, it's either an easy cheese 1, 2, 3, or you're looking top down to the backside, where it would be 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be hard to defend all 3 of those, right? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It's the summertime. It's time to go back to work. Again, if you haven't done so, make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's amazing to me. I'll get thousands of views on videos, and then I look at my analytics and it says that 90-something% are from people who don't follow the channel. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to me. If y'all would just give me a follow, I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. That would be great. Until next time, I'm Coach Gene Clemens. This has been X and O's to Joe's.